Hi guys, and welcome to Art with Mrs. Buffo. Today we're going to be discussing various art techniques surrounding the process of printing. We're going to look into line drawing and define different art concepts that'll go along with this. Today in class we'll be creating our first line drawing that we are then going to change into a styrofoam print when I see you on Thursday. I'm very excited to get started, so let's get right to it. Let's discuss the new art concept of line drawing. A line drawing is defined as a drawing done using only narrow lines, the variation of which in width and density produce such effects as tone and shading. This is simply to say we will only use lines. We won't use any shading or coloring in with this project. As per normal, step 1 consists of writing your name, date, and class on the back side of your scratch paper. The end product for our art lessons is going to include a styrofoam print. So let's discuss what printing means in art. A print is an impression made by any method involving transfer of an image from one surface to another. In art, we can use a variety of techniques to make multiple copies of a single image. We will be working with styrofoam prints today. I'm going to take my inspiration from the center image of this. You can see the Great Wave. Using a simple pencil line style, I'm drawing in details of my image. You can see that I'm not using any shading or coloring in. I did, however, in the boat use a variety of lines closer together to show texture. Styrofoam printing is a form of relief printing that makes use of readily available styrofoam, different trays, or plates. Remember, printing in art is an impression made by any method involving transfer of an image from one surface to another. You'll see what we're doing pretty quickly. On the left, you can see the image created by a transfer print, and on the right, you can see the process of creating a relief image. The basic idea is that we are going to be pressing into the styrofoam to make little indentations. The ink does not go inside the indentations, therefore when we transfer an image, anything that you draw will be blank. Anything that you do not draw will be outlined or filled in by your ink. In step 3, I'm preparing my styrofoam. So I have a plate today and I just basically blocked out a square and now I'm cutting off the sides. Name, date, and class on the back. And now I laid my image over top of the styrofoam plate. I'm using a pencil to retrace everything that I've drawn, pressing down slightly so that the image transfers lightly over to the styrofoam. After taking my image off, I now use a wooden dowel to press down that image farther. It's very easy to puncture through styrofoam, so you need to be careful using your wooden dowel at a slant, not a point. After looking at my image, I'm going to prep myself for moving on to actually making the print. You can see here block printing ink. I am going to open it up, scoop a little out, and put it on a preparing tray. This is simply another piece of styrofoam that has no indentations. I use a spoon for this, it's just easiest for me. We're going to be using a brayer today to transfer the ink from the preparing plate on to my printing plate. The printing plate is the one that I've drawn the indentations on for my image. The process that I'm doing here is making sure that my brayer is full of ink. So we're going to be using this rolly deal to actually put the ink onto the image. So I'm not just trying to make this piece of styrofoam full. What I'm actually doing is trying to transfer the ink onto the brayer. The next step is moving the ink onto my printing plate. Using that same tool that's loaded with ink, I'm going to roll it over the image. Here comes the most exciting step, step 6. I take a piece of construction paper and I flip my printing plate over. I am going to apply pressure to the back of the plate to get it to sandwich that ink from the printing plate onto the paper. I'm using, actually it's a pizza and pastry roller for this process. It does not have any ink on it. I'm just using it for the aid of pressure. I hope that you notice that there are mirror images from the printing plate to the actual print. Let's take a look at the final step. I put the artist's name on the bottom portion of the image. You'll also note that I put a number over a number. This is used many times in prints to show which series of print it is. This has been a 4th grade level project through Art with Mrs. Buffo. I can't wait to see what you come up with for this project.